You are listening to the On the Blueline podcast, covering the National Hockey League and more hockey news. Here are your hosts now, Phil Bernardi and Chad Van Doorzen. Hi and hello, folks, to another edition of On the Blueline, the hockey podcast. Today is Friday the 13th, so be a little careful out there. Watch out for some black cats. Don't walk under any ladders. If you don't know me, my name is Phil Bernardi, my co-host.
Chad Van Doorzen. I always see black cats on Fridays. October 13th.
Yeah, you never know what you'll see on this day. A lot of crazy stuff will happen. But, man, speaking of crazy stuff, this first week in the NHL was completely wild.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, we had the hat tricks to start off the season.
Yeah, the four players, the hat trick, second time in NHL history, first time in NHL history with Ovechkin getting back-to-back hat tricks to start the season. First player in 100 years.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's off to a tear. You know, his number's been called out every single postseason. You know, entering the season, he's definitely responded.
He's got 8 goals in 4 games, no assists, but, I mean, you're the goal scorer. You're getting paid to score goals. He's doing it.
No doubt. And, you know, with the supporting cast, you know, they're going to be off to a good start, you know, to finish off October for sure.
Speaking of starts, so the standings are like completely flip-flopped to how they ended last year. We got Vegas and Colorado 3rd and 4th in the Western Conference. New Jersey 1st in the Eastern Conference.
Beating Toronto the way they did, that 5-on-3 with Henrique carrying it in and one of the defensemen I know putting into the net. Yeah, on a 5-on-3 against Toronto.
Yeah, when was the last time you saw a 5-on-3 shorthanded goal?
It's very rare. Like, it's a treat to see.
Just like a 4-on-3 power play.
Oh, I know.
That's a lot of open ice. But, man, yeah, speaking of that was a very fast-paced game. It's nice to see how New Jersey's sort of enabled their roster to become faster-paced with the NHL, considering they were one of the slowest teams last year.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, they bolstered it. You know, the Nico
Hirscher from Switzerland.
From Switzerland, yeah, he was the first player from
Switzerland drafted first overall.
First overall, right?
Man, New Jersey won the lottery. I was pretty sad about that, considering the Avs finished last, and they hit a home run hitting that kid.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he's got speed, nice two-way play. He looks like a faster version of Taves, or maybe exactly how Taves did when he was younger, maybe just a little faster.
Yeah, wait till this guy gets stronger. He's definitely going to be a force to reckon with. Age 19, by the way.
Yeah, he needs to put on, I would say, about 10, 15 pounds, maybe even 20.
Who's the other rookie I wanted to mention? Jesper
Bratt from New Jersey. He's small. I think he might have been a late-round draft pick. If not, he was undrafted.
I think, yeah.
He is speedy.
No doubt, and he's one of the guys to also look for this season as, you know, I mean, it wasn't as great of a draft class, but yeah, I mean, there's some impressive rookies throughout that class for sure.
It's just crazy to see, you know, New York and Montreal near the bottom. I mean, it's crazy. And then in the Western Conference, Edmonton and San Jose, I mean, those are two teams that you never would have expected to have a slow start.
San Jose, maybe. Edmonton, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Edmonton was going to come out all guns blazing, especially after the first game with McDavid.
Yeah, I mean, the postseason they had against the Ducks, and you definitely thought that they were just going to run with it this year, especially with what they've been projected to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to see, like, our two favorite teams in the top, you know.
It's definitely got to be for you. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I haven't felt this high about the Avs in maybe a year.
I mean, they're 15 goals for, 9 goals against, +6. I didn't see that.
I mean, they're 1-0 at home. We won our opener against the Bruins. We actually did great against the Bruins. And going back to the speed of the game, I think the Bruins might be one of the slowest teams now in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, Pasternak, for all that money he got over the offseason, everyone was Sven Andrighetto, a big pickup from a trade with Montreal with the Avalanche. He was speeding around, catching up with everyone. I thought Pasternak was a little faster and stronger. Man, he just was like invisible.
You never would have thought. I mean, no doubt Boston's built to be a puck possession team. They're still coming off from Claude Julien's squad, and that's what he wanted. that slow game, and it's Boston's gonna have to adapt and adapt fast.
Their defensemen are starting to get old, slower. McQuaid, Chara, and Miller. But they got that good kid, Charlie McAvoy. He's a good one. And then
they definitely have some good prospects coming up, that's for sure.
Speaking of prospects, the team that has them, I got to say Vegas looks great with the prospects on their team that they've plugged into the roster to help start the season off great.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely going to be some big namers coming up on that roster.
They have the lowest team goals against in the league. Did you ever imagine they would have that?
Nah, I Fleury, you couldn't tell. He was inconsistent throughout, with Pittsburgh.
He literally is the star of that team.
The star of the team right now.
He's literally who they marketed around, and he's playing up to that expectation. And for an expansion team, you need a good goalie. But then they also built up a nice, strong back end. Garrison is nothing to sneeze at. He's a good player.
Yeah, and they had a great supporting cast. You have James Neal starting to fire. First goal for the Vegas Golden Knights.
I still can't believe that over the season when he had hand surgery, he got 6 screws and a plate put in his hand.
That's disgusting.
I mean, and he's scoring goals and everything. He played in the playoffs with a broken hand like that. You need 6 screws and a plate? Oh, my goodness.
I couldn't even write.
I mean, that's playing for the cup. I mean, that's what hockey players will do.
Oh, yeah. They're tough guys.
Speaking of tough guys, there were some tussles last night in the Hawks Wild game.
John Hayden and Marcus Foligno.
Yeah, and then later on, I noticed in the third period, just because I'm a goaltender myself, Dubnyk froze the puck and panic cross-checked the Minnesota defenseman over Dubnyk. And then, of course, everyone's got to gather up and face wash, rub gloves in the face.
Yeah.
And then
when your goalie checks another player, when
your goalie gets hit, everyone's got to come to the defense. But when your goalie hits another guy out there, everyone is just jumping for joy on the bench, banging sticks against the boards. It's just exactly like a fight.
Oh yeah,
it was a good game, and we're gonna talk about that controversial offsides in a second. But that was a really good game. I thought just Minnesota pulled away in the third, and they did. That's just how it happened.
That's just how it happened, and Quenneville could say, his comments all he wants, but at the same time, you got to outplay the refs. Obviously with that.
Exactly.
You want to talk about the offsides?
It could be a puck could have gone off a ref and then right to the other team, and then they scored. I mean, you have to play with the refs. I mean, they're part of the playing surface.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're the officials. The thing about the rule is it's 83.1, correct?
83, yeah.
So the thing was, if that
rule 83.1,
if said player knocks the puck back into his defensive zone, then it's fair game for the opposing team to grab. And sure enough, that's what it was. Quenneville didn't.
It could be a skate, it could be a stick,
it was a skate.
It could be his glove for all it matters.
It could go off his freaking head.
Yeah.
I mean, Quenneville was just pulling the Ditka stunt, I thought, up there at the podium.
Yeah, he's been in Chicago for quite some time.
He's got the stash. But I just think he disagreed with the rule. I mean, if it happened to my Avalanche, I might maybe feel the same way, but I understand the rules of the game.
Right.
And this is what we're trying to help you folks understand also by bringing you information, naming which rules it is, breaking down plays and rules. I mean, we want to make it simple for you guys to understand.
Whether we're Hawks fans or whatever, that's the rule.
Yes, I'm going to say I'm a little biased here and there, but I have a pretty good outlook on the whole league.
Right.
Including the front office, of the NHL, Bettman and down.
No doubt. What was it? Jamal Mayers, Ann Bursch, and the guy to the left of the screen. What's his name?
The host.
The host. Well, anyways, if you were watching it, you know who the three guys are. But Jamal Mayers is sitting there, and he was basically not being biased, and saying that this is the rule, this is what it is. Bursch and the host, he's sitting there, and they're obviously saying, hey, that the refs got called,
Yeah, the refs got to call it how it is. I mean, that's exactly how it's written.
Yeah.
And Burris, he was an emotional guy. I interviewed him one time
Really
for
is.
the Winter Classic back in '09 at Wrigley, and man, he was a trip. That guy is funny.
Speaking of emotion, he was saying how it wasn't explained to the audience or to the Blackhawks crowd of what happened. They just said no goal, and then there was no explanation.
Yeah, it would have
Speaking
been
of the emotion. He was saying they deserve to hear something about it.
Yeah, it would have been nice for the referee to say the Chicago player put it back into his own zone.
Right.
Minnesota then was able to have complete possession. I mean, he explained that exact rule to Quenneville, but of course Quenneville's going to rant and rave anyways after the game. Gave you some good sound bites and quotes for the newspaper.
Hey, you got to I think it's good that what he's doing though. At the same time, I think that's good for your team that you're always going to stand by him no matter what. That's definitely that's definitely a positive effect.
Oh yeah, and I got to say, he sticks up for his team, and another guy sticking up for his team is John Hayden after that big hit by Marcus Foligno sending Brent Seabrook for an early line change.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's the thing is that was a completely clean hit, and I don't agree with everybody fighting after a clean big hit, but I do like you coming to the aid to your teammate.
Oh yeah,
that's what I do like
respect.
to see.
It's you gotta show that they obviously wanted to prove that they're not going to be intimidated, even though they're
also
a bigger,
true,
stronger team.
Yeah, great point, man. Great point. I also got to say, man, St. Louis is gonna give the Hawks quite a challenge again this year in the Western Conference. They're off to their best start in their 50-year history. I mean,
4-0, isn't it?
4-1, but they lead the Western Conference right now with 8 points.
Yeah, with missing Alexander Steen and a few other guys, I think.
Yeah, without
Berglund too.
Yeah, without those two big forwards in the lineup, they're still getting great production.
Yeah, Tarasenko is definitely on
a tear again. He's Tarasenko tear again. Here we go.
Yeah, the beautiful backhander in the Islanders game the other night, right between the circles. Oh, my God. If you have a chance to see that highlight, definitely look into it. It's beautiful.
I mean, it's just a treat to watch that guy play.
Yeah, he's just every single time he's got the puck, I'm like, make it go somewhere else.
Well, we want to welcome our sponsors from the state of hockey. The state of hockey is to Minnesota due to the numerous amateur and collegiate hockey teams as well as the Minnesota Wild. I'm going to say go Edina Hornets this year. I'm excited for another year of high school hockey up there in Minnesota. We're also on jedcastradio.com, WJOB 1230 AM, 104.7 FM on your dial, WJOB1230.com. We're also on the Blueline on our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. We're at Blueline Podcast on Twitter. Just tweet us any questions. Send us a message on Facebook. We'll answer it right then and there. We'll maybe even feature it on a podcast next.
For sure.
I also got to say, man, Toronto. We'll get going back to Toronto as we were talking about them in New Jersey earlier. Toronto's got the highest goals per team in the league so far.
At 23 right now.
5.5 goals a game.
Yeah.
I mean,
33% in the power play.
The young guns up there are really gunning it.
Man, William Nylander being able to create space like he does, and Austin Matthews being able to go down, into the dirty.
For such a big guy, dude, he's so smooth and silky out there. I mean,
yeah, these guys, they're so fast, and I'm surprised that New Jersey is able to pull it off. That just shows how fast New Jersey is, because you see Toronto, they'll telegraph plays. They have 30 different ways to score a goal. And it's
exactly,
just which one's going to come at you.
And Mitch Marner and Patrick Marleau now.
Yeah, it's definitely added more depth to them, and they got tough guys. I think they're definitely weak on the back end. Zaitsev and Gardner. They're nothing to be scared of. But
yeah, Gardner had a couple bad plays against New Jersey. Especially on that 5-on-3 shorthand goal.
Yeah, and there's Nylander. You're supposed to go up and attack the player, and it's 5-on-3. You gotta be able to knock guys out if you have 5 guys on the ice.
I do gotta say though, it's a little maybe hearsay to say this, but I do gotta say that Matthews knows how to find spots in the zone like Crosby. but he's like silkier with it. I can't. He's smoother finding those zones and stuff, and he's got a smoother shot. He just
everything's just
it looks more natural.
So
With Crosby,
natural.
it still does. It's like a guy just going out there and skating. But with Matthews, it's the guy's elite talent, and you can see it.
Yeah, he's just so poised, and he does everything so it's obviously really fast on the ice, but to us on TV, it's just so slow and just
he controls the game for sure. So now we're bringing back a segment that we had last year. We love this segment. The 3 games that we bring to you that we will preview. So our first game is tonight, October 13th. The Ottawa Senators are taking on the Calgary Flames. This is an 8 p.m. Central Standard Time start. 2 good teams up in Canada, a nice even matchup. I got to say it might be Eddie Lack in that because Mike Smith played last game. They have a really good goaltending tandem up there in Calgary. Mm-hmm. I want to think that Anderson's playing in net for Ottawa.
I'm excited to see Jaromir Jagr.
Yes, Jagr hopefully will be in the lineup as a Flame. His first team in Canada.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It took forever for Yanni to be on a freaking Canadian team.
Oh yeah. Then you also have on the other side to watch is Erik Karlsson.
Oh yes, he is nothing to sneeze at because he will light you up.
Best player in the NHL, I think. Best player.
I will have to say best defenseman in the NHL because he's just another player that's silky. He just makes it look so easy.
Yeah, we were talking about last year, and he's definitely definitely shining throughout the whole entire league.
I also got to say, Ottawa's forwards have another year older experience. They went to the Eastern Conference Final, Game 7, came down to just 1 goal overtime, away from going to the finals.
Yeah,
all these young players know what to do and how to get better. Mike Hoffman, over the summer, I think he put on 20 pounds of muscle, bulked up.
Oh, he's even better. Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, him and Stone. The forwards up there. Turris is looking really good this year to start. It's going to be a nice game.
They're definitely not as talked about as they should have. They're obviously talked about very well in Ottawa, but
I think they're kind of been being slept upon in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, they really are. It's why they were so consistent last year, probably.
Another game we want to preview. The next 2 are going to be Hawks, by the way. October 18th, Wednesday Night Rivalry. This is on NBCSN, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Chicago versus St. Louis.
Oh, man, it's going to be Corey Crawford and Jake Allen in that. I know that already.
Oh, I know. Hey, I wanted to bring up my stats soon.
Oh, bring them up right now.
Okay, well, throughout the with all the slashings and everything going on.
Yeah, which we saw a lot of last night in the Hawks Wild game.
Oh yeah. Through 50 games, or last season there was 22 slashing calls within 50 games.
Within all 50 games of from the start of the season.
It's been 5 games played, and we've had 131 slashing calls already. So that's definitely a significant increase.
Well, I like it because it helps the players keep their hands and wrists. They got to score and shoot and play with a stick.
Oh, yeah. And, I love to see it.
Our last game that we're going to bring to you is next Thursday, October 19th. Hawks, Oilers. McDavid, Kane. These are 2 superstars right here. 2 big superstars. It'll be interesting to see which goalies will be in net for the Hawks Wednesday and Thursday next week, since they'll be playing back-to-backs. Yeah,
we got a lot of first-round players on both teams. It's going to be exciting to see.
Oh, Draisaitl and McDavid, Taves, Kane, Saad. I can see the Hawks. I can see the Hawks winning because of Edmonton's defense, but I think Cam Talbot might keep Edmonton in it enough to win it.
Yeah,
it'll be a really good matchup. That's one I have circled on my calendar to watch for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be Thursday night too. So
I've been looking forward for this game for quite a while. You got anything else you want to add today, Chad?
No, that'd be all.
That slashing stat, we talked about it last podcast. This is what the NHL needed to do, is reassess how they called penalties. Now they're calling it by the book. There's no gray area. I mean, you slash a guy, you get the penalty.
Yeah, even if it comes near the gloves. I mean,
There's been a lot more hooking calls I've seen too, just because you get the stick up in the hands.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of those being called. I saw Max Domi get away with it yesterday in the Detroit Phoenix game, or Arizona.
Yeah, it's
game.
It's like they still are letting a little bit of it go, but they've definitely cracked down a lot more than they had before.
This stat, definitely a significant difference.
Well, folks, I'm gonna go enjoy my October Friday the 13th. I mean, it's super wacky that it's October to me.
Oh, I know.
If it was a Friday the 13th any other month, okay. But October makes it a little extra wacky. So make sure you guys all stay safe out there. I mean, please watch these games. I mean, they're going to be so exciting. I'm not going to miss out on any of these.
No, me neither, especially on a day like this. I want to see, there's always something fun that goes on in the NHL.
I cannot wait to watch Ottawa and Calgary tonight, man. That's going to be a good game. I hope my buddy Craig pulls it out in Ottawa. Oh, that'll be a good one. But as for myself, Phil Bernardi,
Chad Van Dersen,
we just got to say thank you for tuning into the podcast. We'll be on again next Friday. Let me see which date that is. October 20th. It'll be a good one. We always come on Friday for the podcast. We'll be bringing you future dates as to what other times on the air we'll be on.
Yeah. Oh.
We have things up in the future, so please take care. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the hockey games. For whatever team you're rooting for, we hope they win. I hope my Avs keep winning. Hope your Hawks keep winning. Hope this region has their Hawks keep winning. And then everyone will be happy.
Sure will be. I mean, hey, I won't be able to complain.
Well, folks, take care, and thank you again for listening to the On the Blue Line Hockey Podcast.
See you guys.